Welcome back to another video, guys. And today is the day where we are featuring Oranguru, and this is the Pokemon that I really wanted to feature the last time, the very first time it was introduced, but I didn't really get a chance to feature it in a video. But in this particular meta in the Retro Cup, I think it makes for a very decent pick, and I personally love Oranguru, like the design and the way all the animations work for it. It looks pretty amazing. So yeah, we are going to feature Oranguru today with Froslass and Medicham in the team in the Retro Cup. So we were able to get a pretty decent set. I guess it was a 4-in-1 set, and apart from it, I'll feature some of the matches that I played because I was trying out a bunch of different teams with it. So yeah, it's not all wins. Some of the games are really fun, wherein I have made very silly mistakes, or there are some very close wins, like 1 HP wins as well. So if you like this content, and if you want to support our channel, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. We are getting close towards those 1,000 subscribers, and I would really appreciate it when we get to that. If and when we get to that, so yeah, do help out the channel, guys. And if you want to join the Battlestar Discord server, the link to that is in the description down below. So without further delays, let's start with the battles and see how the battle goes. So we are up against a previous legend player, and we picked up a very decent lead, but since it's a Shadow Walrein, I think Shadow Walrein will win this matchup. And the idea behind this team is that you get the opposing Pokemon very low with your Oranguru, and then potentially look to farm down with Froslass. And this is a very common strategy whenever you are using Froslass. Because Froslass with energy, as I've said in multiple videos, is really dangerous. I think there are not a lot of Pokemon that can beat Froslass, especially with shield advantage and the energy advantage. And I sort of really messed up in this particular situation. Trevenant in the back is really bad for this team, because Trevenant is doing very super effective damage with the Shadow Claws, and fortunately we were able to predict the shield correctly on the Shadow Ball, but I do expect them to have another Ghost in the back. But yeah, let's see how it goes out. So they bring in their Walrein, and I no shield this. Because I thought, definitely I would survive this. But yeah, if there is another ghost type in the back, it will be really bad for me. So it ends up being a Cofagrigus. So there is nothing really much that I can do here. But yeah, my opponent is running a very good line of Shadow Walrein, Trevenant, and Cofagrigus. And I think my Medicham didn't really had anywhere to go once that Walrein was dead. So yeah, very well played to my opponent, and GG's. Moving on to the next game, and we are in a Dragonair lead. So this is a very neutral lead for Oranguru, and the confusion damage just started up, and Oranguru is pretty decent, bulky. I think we will be able to survive the Aqua Tail, no problem. But as you can see, with the confusion damage we have already, there was no need for my opponent to throw. Maybe they didn't really know the count of for the Oranguru, and this is probably the best situation for us, and we are able to get a farm down as well. So Froslass, as I said, with energy is really dangerous, so we will be able to throw the Shadow Ball onto the Alolan Marowak, which lands, and this will allow, I can simply go for the farm down. I was in the of the mind that even if I get even if I have to spend a shield, I'll do that. But Jellicent comes in and shields, and I not really sure why I did a dip here, but I am with a 2 shield advantage, and if it's a Bubble Beam, which it is, it's bad for us. But with 2 shield advantage, I think we are looking really good in a good spot. Maybe I swapped out of Froslass because I didn't really want Froslass to get farmed down, but I don't think that really was going to happen. So yeah, I might have given my opponent a win con. So I predict the Bubble Beam bait correctly, and even if it's a Bubble Beam, it's a Shadow Ball, so this is very good for me, because now I can safely go for the side. sorry. I can definitely go for this Psychic and then yeah, Powder Snow down the Jellicent. So yeah, GG's. Moving on to the next match, picking up a regular Walrein lead this time around, and I make a swap to Medicham. I didn't really know why I did that. Yeah, I specifically know why I did that because in the first game I saw that my opponent was running Oranguru double Ghost. So this time I was trying to bait out a Ghost, which we are able to successfully do in the form of this Trevenant, and we do have a shield advantage. So this is pretty decent, but let's see how it turns out to be. So I am not shielding anything from this Trevenant. I'll look to give two shields to my Froslass. So let's see how it goes. So they are going for the Seed Bomb, and we are farming some extra energy. And I was I was conscious about my opponent's fast move counts. So they come in with their Walrein, and they are not swapping out. So this is not. Yeah, they tried to catch a Shadow Ball there, I think, but I was anyway going for an overfarm. So they shield this Avalanche, which was quite surprising to me. I don't really think that they had to do that, but maybe they thought that I would not get to another Avalanche before before I had to shield a move, and maybe they would have baited me. So yeah, but it turns out to be very good for me, and I am able to predict the Earthquake correctly. So this game is now done and dusted for my opponent, and even though I knew that it was an Icicle Spear, I still went for the shield because yeah, Froslass is my win condition, and there is no way that they are outpacing me to the charge move. And I tried to make a catch there, but unfortunately that didn't go through. So my opponent was forced to throw regardless, because otherwise I would have gotten to another charge move, and I survived an Icicle Spear, and so my opponent needed to have two Icicle Spears ready to go. But yeah, Avalanche will be enough to take them out. So yeah, good games. Moving on to the next one, picking up I think my opponent didn't really had to swap out of that one. I don't really know the matchup between Lickitung and Oranguru, because Oranguru is resisting those licks, but Lickitung is quite bulky Pokemon, so, and it gets to those body slams really quickly. In comes this Galvantula, which is not quite good to be honest, and I didn't really swap out because I do have Medicham for that Lickitung. And my opponent would have gotten to a charge move there, so I was forced to throw. I really hope that I would be able to get to a charge move, but this turns out to be good for me because now we both are out of shields, and yes, Froslass can just go to town, and we will be getting a head start on the energy with those two Powder Snows. So in comes Lickitung as expected. So I wanted to chip the Lickitung's health before I dip to Medicham. So after throwing this Avalanche, I'll dip to my Medicham, and in comes their own Medicham. And as you can see from the IVs, my Medicham is not like super excel. I think it's level 44, 45-ish. So I potentially lose some bulk points here, but since I had a slight energy advantage, I'll be able to get to those charge move. And you'll see me that I do a no charge there because I want my Medicham to go down so that my Froslass can come in and farm down their Medicham. So that was, I think you can say that it was a big brain play, but my opponent also does a very good play, and I had to throw those counters because the opponent would have swapped out otherwise. So I was really worried at this point, to be honest, because I thought Power Wave would KO, but we survived this and we are able to get to another Avalanche, which will be enough to knock out that Lickitung. So yeah, Froslass coming out to be clutch in the end, and I think those extra set of Powder Stones really did the trick. So moving on to the next matchup, and we do get a decent lead in the form of this Defense Form Deoxys because the fast move, yeah, we are doing resisted damage with the fast moves, but we will be doing super effective damage with the charge move. So we go for this foul play. Let's see if Defense Form Deoxys decides to shield. So they too decide to shield, and at this point, I was like, if I am throwing another fast move, I really should shield. And I think it turns out to be a good shield because now you'll see that I'll be able to get to this foul play, and this foul play will bring down the Defense Form Deoxys in a potential farm down range for my Froslass. and it's already in red. So yeah, deciding to let go of the Oranguru here, and they'd go for a Psycho Boost as well, which is very good for me because now I don't even need to shield my Froslass since their attack is debuffed by 2 stage. So they'll go for this charge move, even if it's a Rock Slide. I don't really shielding. I'm not really shielding, but they go for a Psycho Boost. So we are ahead on energy, and at this stage, I think the Froslass will just go to town on their Trevenant. So yeah, I think I shield whatever they throw. Yeah, probably a Seed Bomb only, but I decide to shield my Froslass. Did they go for Shadow Ball? I wasn't really watching. But whatever it is, we are able to get to another Avalanche, and Avalanche will be enough to knock them out. And in comes Nidoqueen, and the game is basically wrapped up because we would have gotten to a Psychic. So yeah, GG's. Moving on to the next one, picking up a very good lead in the form of this Alolan Marowak. But since it's a 5-spin Alolan Marowak, I think that it's slightly difficult for Oranguru. But my opponent decides to go for Shadow Bone. I'm not sure what move Shadow Bone or Bone Club is the way to go, but I think Bone Club is definitely the way to go. Maybe they are looking for a debuff, so they definitely would want to shield that foul play which they did. And since I was confident that I'll be able to get to another move, I shielded that because either way I am getting rid of this Alolan Marowak, which was quite trouble for my backline, and we are able to get to another foul play. And as you can see, my Oranguru is a very good rank. Is a very good rank one, and we are able to get the last shield as well, which is quite nice because now I think shields down again. Froslass is too OP to handle. So they go for the Psychic, and I farm some extra energy, and my opponent still was able to catch this Ice Punch on their Walrein, which might have been enough to save them if I had a different Pokemon. I tried to catch an Ice Spear there basically, but failed miserably. So I go for the Psychic. I think that was a really waste of energy because I would still. Oh, I think yeah. I think I knew. Oh, there is this Ariados. I thought there was a Froslass. So yeah, these are these bonus battles which I really wanted to show you. We will be able to farm down their Walrein, and that was probably my win con because Oranguru otherwise would have just confusion me down. So we are able to throw the super effective launch onto this Oranguru, and sadly the Guru cannot survive that super effective move. So yeah, GG's. Moving on to the next game, picking up a negative lead, and I swapped to Ariados. And yeah, it's a bit difficult for Ariados, but since we had a lot of energy lead, I think we will be either. I think the very least that we can do is pressure a lot of shields of this Talonflame. So I'm very cautious about timing my fast moves correctly so that I get maximum amount of poison stings in between those incinerate animations. So I think this this cross poison would be doing a lot of damage, and that's why my opponent shielded. So they are 1 stage boosted, and I have to make a call of whether it's a Brave Bird or not, and I end up shielding a Flame Charge, which is not quite good because now they'll be able to get to another move, and most likely it's going to be a Brave Bird, which will just knock the Besiegers out of the Oranguru. Even though we are able to counter down, but I'm expecting them to have a fighting counter in the back, and they bring in their Greedent for some reason, and it's really not looking good for me. I'm definitely expecting them to have a fighting counter in the back, maybe a defense from Deoxys or a Medicham of their own. So yeah, there is no way that I knew at this stage there is no way I'm winning this. The game was pretty much over as soon as when I shielded that Flame Charge, because otherwise I think the game would have been very clear. I would not have lost a lot of health on my Medicham, and yeah, Surface I could have really cycled. So yeah, it is what it is. Moving on to the next one, we are in another Talonflame matchup, and I think we are still using Oranguru, Ariados, and Medicham. So idea behind using Ariados was to counter those dark types, and let's see. Not dark type. Dark types are banned, so I'm not really sure why I was using Ariados. Maybe to counter those fighting typings like Medicham and Shadow Machamp and Surfetch, but yeah, I don't really see the use case of using Ariados now. For some reason, I thought that dark types were allowed in this meta. So yeah, very foolish of me. But it is what it is. We let go of the Ariados, and it's not looking good. We are ahead on energy on our Oranguru. We are at almost 2 foul play, so we will be at least able to pressure a lot of health of this Medicham. So straight away we are able to grab a shield, and now we are going for the Psychic because Psychic will do slightly more damage as compared to foul play. So as you can see, it does massive amount of damage, but I think my opponent is running a very good IV Medicham. And again, I tried to catch an Ice Punch there, which I'm able to successfully do. And in comes their own Talonflame, which yeah, it's probably my mistake of going for Para Punch here. And my opponent doesn't really shield, which is even worse for me. And yeah, at this stage, I think the Talonflame will make my life really difficult here in this particular matchup. And yeah, not really looking good for the Guru in the back because he is definitely going to take a Flame Charge or a Brave Bird to the face. So let's see. It's a I don't really see what it was. I think it was a Flame Charge, but yeah, really difficult situation, and we end up taking an L on that one. So GG's. Moving on to the next one, and we are in an Oranguru mirror matchup, and this is this is not the entire battle. I think the purpose of this particular game was to show how you can play the Oranguru matchup. So the idea behind, again, as I've already said, that is to get your is to soft lose that match and have the opponent's Pokemon farm down with your Froslass. So as you can see, anyway, I was losing CMP, so I let go of my Oranguru, and then I came with my Froslass, and I have had almost like 4 or 5 powder snows worth of energy advantage. So yeah, that is probably one of the way wherein you can how you can play Oranguru mirror matchup in the lead. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope you really enjoyed watching this one, and until next time, peace.